Hello everyone, my name is Maniac, and this is going to be my first reaction video of my YouTube channel, and it's going to be a big one. Wow, uh, Armored Core 6, um, Armored Core, it's been revived. Oh my gosh, wow, wow, it has been almost 10 years since the last game came out, which was Armored Core Verdict Day. It was back in, I think, 2014, I think, when that came out on PS3. So this is big. This is massive. Armored Core fans have been asking for a new Armored Core for gosh, 10 years, more or less. Wow. So, without a further ado, I should probably say right off the bat of who I am. My name is Maniac, and mainly I stream on Twitch, but I found that this video is going to be more important to record than stream my reaction. I'm going to try and break down some of the things that I'm noticing within this 2 minute trailer to see kind of what an idea of what uh, possible mechanics are going to be in the game. What it could seem like. So I've seen like the images and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, it feels very Death Stranding. In terms of just kind of like the images that I've seen. So without further ado, let's quickly jump into this, and I'll have my thoughts at the end of the video. So here we go. Make sure this is turned up. Ooh, that's a little loud. Turn that down just a bit. Ooh. Heck yeah. Let's go. So my assumption here. So real quick here. So it seems like in the I'm going to assume, seeing how it's called Fires of Rubicon, right? Um, and how right off the bat in the beginning of this trailer, it's showing like a destruction or some sort of big apocalyptic kind of event here. My assumption here is that they're going to be. I think it's going to end up being a new timeline or a new universe within the Armored Core series. So a lot of speculation within the community of Armored Core is that not all Armored Core games are within the same universe and or within the same timeline. And what I'm assuming here from just the first like less than a minute of this trailer here is that it to me it feels like it's going to be a new timeline, kind of like a new rebirth, as you will, for the series. So it may end up being a whole new timeline, a whole new story. From what I'm going to assume from the images, they could have new designs. for the mechs and parts and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in the same designers from the last 10 years of Armored Core. Um, and it's also possible that they asked for new people to draw designs. So we could have new designs um, by different people, new parts, new weapons, and such. I'm definitely excited for. I'm actually quite shaking at the moment. I'm kind of wow. This blew me away, honestly, just by hearing the news and seeing it drop in my Discord. Just like, oh yeah, Armored Core 6. I'm like, whoa, what? So yeah, it's big. It's very very big that this is happening. But anyway, back to this. Kind of, it seems like there's going to be kind of like a universe reset or some sort of cataclysm that happened um, probably years prior to this game, the story being set. So I'm quite curious on what exactly happened. So it says feed the fire, and I'm kind of curious on what that means. Either that, you know. So here, okay. So right off the bat, oh my gosh, I'm loving this design here. So right off the bat here, let me move my camera just a bit here. I'm gonna move this upward. So down here, there seems to be kind of like an explosion or crippling of structure here. So in Armored Core Verdict Day, the events of Armored Core 5 into Verdict Day, to my knowledge. Now, I could easily get this wrong. I could easily get this wrong. So those of you who are in the comments and stuff like that, you are allowed to correct me. I will take criticism if I'm wrong here. But in Armored Core 5, there was there was a massive war, and what happened was is that it more or less destroyed pretty much the entire landscape. And then you have these walking fortresses, if I'm not mistaken, one of them being codenamed Mother Will. And so basically, they would. So there was multiple factions going on, and the faction who had this big walking battleship called Mother Will more or less rained hellfire down and just destroyed a lot of what was in front of them. I could easily get the details wrong here. It's been a while since I've reread the synopsis of the story. It's been a while since I've went through the game myself. But from what I remember from the story of Armored Core 5 into Verdict Day, is that a lot of the events taking place of Armored Core 5 end up leading into Verdict Day, which causes like a lot of aftermath issues, like just territorial issues of territorial warfare, trying to figure out who all was doing what during the time of the events of Armored Core 5 into Verdict Day, and what goes on from Verdict Day onward. So this could be taking place in a whole new universe. It could be a whole new timeline. Could be taking place in a whole new timeline, right? So Armored Core 6 is just its own timeline. Or they could easily take the events from Armored Core 5's timeline, do like the events from the last of Verdict Day, take those elements and throw them into Armored Core 6. Now, I could be extremely wrong here. Now, another thing is that we don't know anything for the gameplay mechanics. Not yet, anyway. So, from just the images in the trailer itself, from what I've seen, it feels very, like I said before, Death Stranding-ish. But let's keep going here. So this was a massive thing here. This image here sprawled everywhere. So I'm like this here. So we have materials on the back of your armored core here, and you're picking up parts. So from what I'm going to assume, it's going to take some elements from Death Stranding. You're collecting scrap from different armored cores, different AC units, collecting parts, collecting weapons, possibly radiators, generators, and maybe like new firing control systems, possibly you'll be able to find. I wouldn't be surprised if they allow you to do like a wide ping scan to see if there's like any new parts surrounding the area. But that would be interesting. In terms of enemies, it is quite possible that if they are taking kind of like a Death Stranding kind of route with this game, we could see people in different MTs or ACs being scavengers and maybe trying to gun you down and steal your parts or try to take over your AC as it is, which is a possibility that they could do. They could do. They could have you set up a base of operations and allow you to do a lot of maintenance work. That's quite a possibility. So that's kind of a few things there that they could do. So within like the last couple of seconds there, so it showed the usually whenever any Armored Core game shows this mech, it's usually this AC here is usually the poster child of that current game. So this is like the poster child mech of Armored Core 6. So what I'm seeing here is that there's definitely possibly different factions again, probably splinter group factions of different factions probably running around, and you'll probably receive missions to infiltrate or gather intel or whatever. So right back. Just a bit here. So I'm not entirely sure what this is per se. So it looks like he's guarding here. And this is popping open and kind of doing some sort of like, I'm assuming some sort of like not a self-destruct, but some sort of like disabling ability, maybe. That's what it's looking like. Oh, and now we get new like pile driver weaponry. So we got like a massive MT here that just kind of blasts through. So now it looks like we may end up getting heavier armor equipment. which is quite possible. And then we have our carriers that'll carry the ACs around. Oh my gosh. Love the Gatling sound effects here. So it does look like there is a faction war going on. So multiple ACs running across. Ooh, I'm actually kind of curious. So in Armored Core Verdict Day, um, the I'm thinking this. So I can't tell if that looks like the back of them. So it looks like this is the cockpit of the core, closing up in the back here. Could be, or it could be like a thruster or something like that. But it's very interesting. And then the pile driver here looks very nice. So that looks very, very nice. Multi-camera sensor, that's nice. So that'll be very interesting. So it looks like we may end up getting new sensors, or like new optional equipment for sensors, because that'll be interesting. So like either like a night vision or maybe like an infrared sensor that could be there. Also, as always from the past playing of multiple Armored Core games here, I just love how the mechanic of just the arm, sub-arm, just throwing the MG up there for it. And yeah, that's just awesome. So, and then we'll be seeing it in 2023. I'm hoping, if I'm going to be honest here, 2023. So there's a lot of things going on then. That I'm thinking that might happen. So in 2023, I'm going to assume, in terms of month of 2023, I'm going to assume probably, I think it would be smart enough to release it in, because they're going to say 2023 here. I can say that it would be smart enough for them to do it in either probably within the summer months. So June, July, or August. I can definitely see it being released then. However, they could easily release it later, like during Christmas time, or they may release it earlier. So like within like March, April, May. If it okay. So in May, that is when my birthday is. So if they drop it in May of 2023, that would be an amazing Christmas gift. Or not Christmas gift. I said Christmas gift because it's December right now here. It would be an amazing birthday present if Armored Core 6 drops in May. That would be amazing if it would drop in May. But I can definitely see it being, all we can consider it is it's either going to be early 23 or late 23. I'm hoping early 23. And it's going to be a PlayStation 5 and 4 and 5, which I kind of assumed, because Armored Core, for the most part, even though Armored Core 5, if I'm not mistaken, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Armored Core 4 answer, 5, and Verdict Day, I believe all released on Xbox 360 as well. However, Armored Core has always been a PlayStation game first. So for them to be releasing Armored Core 6 on PS4 and 5 first, and then later down the line for PC, that would make sense. But I think it's very smart for them to stay on the main console series that they came from first. So at least they are going back to its roots. From what it looks like, to be honest, it feels like they are going back to their roots in terms of its design because where was it? In this image here. So these legs remind me a lot of Armored Core 3. I would not be surprised if these are parts from Armored Core 3. This feels very Armored Core 4. This arm here seems like it's from Armored Core 4. This definitely feels like Armored Core 3. Sadly, we don't see. I mean, I think we actually do see the front of it, but I mean, not for the detail of this here. We don't really see the front of it, but just from the back side of this AC here, the legs here feel like they're from Armored Core 3. This feels very Armored Core 4 or later for the arm. So I would love to see if they bring back parts from like earlier Armored Core games. So like parts from Armored Core 1, Armored Core 2, 3, etc. Like I would love to see them bringing up parts from older games and making them not necessarily be able to fit, but like be like I wonder if they're going to make some sort of like a generational pick of what type of core you want. I could again, they may not have that as an option. They may not have that as an option, but um seeing how we're able to, in every Armored Core game, you're able to switch out every single part available. So your core, which will be your torso piece, your legs, arms, head, and then optional equipment. So that would be like your back armor equipment. So that would be, a missile rack, cannon, um, anything that's like mounted on the back, which can be used for shoulders. Anything that's technically on the back is technically back armor or back equipment. Um, I would be interested to see on what type of thrusters they have available this game. Kind of curious if you're going to be able to pick up generators, radiators, and FCSs during your uh, time because it's during the campaign, and that's another thing, right? So I'm wondering if they're going to have it very Death Stranding like and having you. Oops, sorry about that. I'm wondering if they'll have it very Death Stranding like and having you pick up a lot of other things during the time of picking other things up, like I said before, like different arms. It definitely right here. It looks like he was picking up either a different arm or a rifle that was connected to an arm. So I'm very curious on how that'll turn out. But anyway, um, I think that'll be it from me. So anyway, I'll do a quick spiel here of who I am and where you can find me. So my name's Gundam Maniac. I primarily stream on Twitch. So I'll have my Twitch link down below where you can find me. I hardly ever put any YouTube videos up, sadly. It's yeah. Oof. Um so I'm gonna try and do some more content for YouTube in the future. I don't know when, but in the future. Um I'm going to try and do a lot of different things here. Um you'll be able to. I do have a Discord, and my Discord link will be down below. That's probably the easiest place to find me and contact me if you have any questions or if you want to meet me or whatever. Um, we can all hang out in the Discord. I'm trying to think of other things here. Um, I'm still kind of shaking. Just that this is a thing now. This is a thing. Uh, I will 100% be streaming this on Twitch. Once it comes out, I'm probably going to be probably one of the first people to just boot up the game and just go on ham with this game on Twitch whenever I can. Um, it'll probably be a $70 game. As much as I would hate to say this, but here's the thing. I would pay $70 for an Armored Core game because I know that the Armored Core devs make sure that there is a lot inside of a game. They try to make sure that in the past Armored Core games, they always try to make sure that there is something there. There is always something new. There is something that is worthwhile. That would be a $60 to $70 game purchase. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised that since Armored Core 6 is now, been revived and it's now a thing, I would not be surprised if From Software jumps on the bandwagon of a doing some sort of a premium soundtrack version. I would not be surprised by that at all if they end up doing a premium soundtrack version. In terms of like, you can get the bundle and it'll come with the OST. And obviously, that would mean that it would be a physical copy. I can definitely see them doing a massive. I can definitely see them releasing the OST on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever. Like, I can definitely see them, like, as Armored Core 6 drops and it releases, I can definitely see Frequency. I'm assuming that Frequency is doing the Armored Core music, like they did for the past couple of years. I'm going to assume Frequency is doing the music. They've been doing a great job with Armored Core music so far. I wouldn't be surprised if Frequency is doing the Armored Core music. So if they end up, if From Software decides that they should drop an OST on any music streaming service, they will probably do it as Armored Core 6 drops. If not, it'll be like a little after. Seeing how quickly DXM's OST got onto Spotify, I would assume that Armored Core 6 is going to be like very up top of things. I'm pretty sure that they've had this roadmap set out for quite a long time. I would not be surprised if they end up dropping the OST immediately as the game releases. So I can definitely see that. If there's any sort of premium package, they will probably have that released first or sent out. Like, if there was any pre-orders, they would probably, like, if there's any sort of pre-order, like premium pre-orders or like ultimate packages or whatever you want to call it. If they do any of those kind of pre-orders, I would not be surprised if they send those ones out first and then to the normal releases. In terms of how big this game would be, in terms of size, I would have to assume. Let's see here. I would have to say that the game is probably going to be bigger than 30 gigs. In terms of download size, I would have to assume bigger than 30 gigabytes. I would have to say not 30 gigabytes. That's a lot. I don't know. I would have to say probably 15. Probably 15 to 20 gigs. Because the thing is that the devs make sure that there is a lot in the game. They always make sure that there is. Now, to my knowledge, like every previous, now I'm assuming here because everything is under assumption because they did not make any sort of announcements of when the game is launching except for the year. They have not done any sort of package dealings or any sort of Armored Core related stuff up top of that. I would not be surprised that they would be doing any other of these assumptions here. Now, something that I would really, really love From Software to do with Bandai Namco. Even though this will probably be difficult for older Armored... I don't know how difficult it would be for older Armored Core games. But because they are dropping this for PS4 and 5, I would argue do generational, and I mean generational, so do a generation release of different Armored Core games. That's what I would love to see. Whether or not they'll ever do that, that's a different thing. I would love them to see, take a generation, like take the Generation 1 Armored Core games, have them in a bundle, and have them released as like a PlayStation Store exclusive for, PS4 and 5. Take like the Armored Core 2 games, do the same bundle with that, have that on, PSN, take Armored Core 3 bundle games, throw it up there. I don't know how well the PS3 titles will do, specifically for Answer, because they are older PS3 games, so I don't know how well they would be able to be thrown onto the PlayStation Store. Obviously, PlayStation would be like, oh yeah, here's some conversion files that you can do or whatever, but I would love to see 4 and 4 Answer as a bundle as well, or have 4 Answer has their own bundle, and then 5 and Verdict Day have their own bundle. Have them up. Have like the older games be like about $40 for a bundle, and then or just have $40 as a flat price for all of their bundles. That would be actually very smart of them to do if they decide to do that. And make that as those nice bundle deals. Obviously, the older games are probably going to be of a smaller size in terms of disk space. So I would love, and if they decide to remaster the old ones, that would actually be awesome. I think that would be very smart of them to do if they end up doing that. I think remasters would be very, very helpful. I think a lot of other stuff like that would be helpful in terms of releases and remasters and stuff like that. I think that this would be a golden opportunity for From Software to jump on the board or jump on that wagon with seeing how they just dropped this and just throw a whole bunch of bundles out so that people could start playing different Armored Core games, have more of an idea of what an Armored Core game would be like. But I think that would be very smart of From Software to do, is just have bundles on PSN so that they could really set up the hype of Armored Core 6. I think that would be very helpful. I think that it would help them in the long run. Have people set up and be ready for different Armored Core games in the future. But anyway, I think that'll probably be it for me. So if you guys like this reaction, hit the like button. If you guys want to see more videos in the future, hit that subscribe button. Though I'll mainly be on Twitch most of the time, so go ahead and hit the link down below to my Twitch channel and catch me whenever I'm live. Anyway, hope I'll see you guys again soon, and have a good day.